everyone, and welcome to Bourbon Bites. My name is Clifton. Welcome to July. We are still in the middle of Summer of Streams, which is totally not a thing, but I just made it up, so why not, right? I mean, it's not like I don't stream every other. Oh, echo. Oh, that's not good. Sorry about that, Donnie. I do not see what could cause the echo. Thanks for the heads up, though. Maybe you have two tabs open, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, hello. Let's get back on track. Let me know if the echo. Okay, Donnie, you probably have two tabs open. That's my guess. But yes, welcome to another Thursday night live stream. So good to see y'all here. I am as excited as ever to do another live stream because we're drinking some of my favorite whiskey of all time, like my favorite lineup of whiskey ever. So I am in a very, very good mood. I am so excited to drink through the entire Elijah Craig lineup. So now there are some caveats. There are some exclusive releases that aren't included. One being the little grenade bottle we called that you get at the distillery. Also Elijah Craig 23. However, these are not part of the lineup on the Elijah Craig website. Go fact check me. ElijahCraig.com. You only see these 5 whiskeys. So we're doing their core lineup. Yes, there's some limited releases, but I don't care. I get to drink Elijah Craig. I'm happy. So hopefully y'all have something good in your glass. I am so glad to see y'all. Donnie's confirming he had 2 windows open. Okay, it always makes me nervous at the beginning of a stream when there's like a technical issue because it's like, oh, crap. But so glad to see you got that solved, Donnie. I want to say some hellos to some people in the chat. 5 fingers, as always. Cheers to you, Zofer. Exhausted from the 4th of July holiday. I'm so bummed I did not get to meet up with you. It just timing-wise didn't work out. My mom was in town and didn't have too much free time. But hey, I might be down in San Diego for a certain Comic-Con event in the next couple of weeks. Not confirmed yet, but might be down there. So we can make up for it. Maybe. Don all the way from almost said Alani. Don all the way from Hawaii. Aloha to you, my friend. Donner Pass Whiskey here as well. Thank you for the info, by the way, helping me pass some time as I was running a little late, as per usual. He has some Craigalachy? There we go. I read that like I'm from South Kakalaki is what we used to call South Carolina. Craigalachy, wow. I wish I would have thought that out in my head before I said it out loud. Let's see. Emily's here as well. Cheers to you, Emily. So I asked the chat, I need to pick an ECBP. Donnie mentioned B523. Unfortunately, I'm almost out of B523. It is getting very, very low. So instead, I actually grabbed a batch from last year. This is the C922. Figured it'll do the trick tonight. Like I said, we're tasting the whole lineup, but I don't want to drink all my B523 because y'all know I have a stream at the end of every year where I compare A batch, B batch, and C batch in a blind flight to find out the best Elijah Craig barrel proof of the year. That should be coming soon. I'm keeping an eye out for that C batch. So I did want to save that B batch for that, but great recommendation, Donnie. It's a really good one. Adam Freeze in the chat. AC is out here, so I'm sipping on a strong long drink to keep cool. Well, yes, he says it's too hot for bourbon here. Yeah, I don't blame you. Hopefully that gets fixed soon. I know there's a bit of a heat wave across the country. I've been through one of those here in Southern California. Everyone's AC went out in our building at our last apartment. Was not fun. So I really do feel for you. Hopefully you have some fans around the house. We ran to our local Lowe's or Home Depot, bought up a box fan, used it, and then we were kind of bad. We kind of returned it after. But you know what? It was slightly used, but that was an emergency situation. But hopefully you're staying cool however you can. I think I already said hey to Zofer, but hello again. Yeah, I did because I apologize. Do I like ECBP? Oh, you have no idea. Lil, all the way from Australia, cheers to you. What's the weather like there? Probably freezing. I don't actually know. I'm just guessing. Hit that thumbs up button. Hey, if y'all are as excited about Elijah Craig as I am, hit the thumbs up. And even if you're not, hit the thumbs up because you know what? Y'all survived a July 4th weekend, those of you in the US. Although I heard recently via TikTok that like people in Ireland celebrate 4th of July and they just make it a blue. They dress up as like American like stereotypes. I don't know if it's all of Ireland. It might just be one place, but I saw a TikTok, so it's got to be true, right? Oh, man. Great seeing so many great folks tonight. James Taylor here as well. I think we got everyone. If I missed you, feel free to say hello as the chat goes through. Yes, all the thumbs. But like I said, we're drinking Elijah Craig, which I said was my first. I think it's the first. Okay, not Elijah Craig. Evan Williams, which is another brand by the same distillery, Heaven Hill. They have a more budget line called Evan Williams. They had a bottle called 1783. They still do. It was my first love of bourbon. It was the first bourbon that I bought that I was like, wow, there's so many flavors. Oh my God, there's more to this than just like burning and like getting wasted in college. So Heaven Hill has my heart for that reason, but not just that reason. They make some of my favorite whiskeys out there. So we're going to start with the one that started it all. We're going to start with the Elijah Craig Small Batch Bourbon, 94 proof. Now, this used to have a 12-year age statement. Y'all, many of you are already aware of that. This is obviously no age statement, but it's believed to be about 6 to 9 years old, as far as I'm aware. The mash bill, I don't know offhand. They use the same mash bill for all these except the rye, which we're going to go to next. You know what? Actually, I'm going to backtrack a little. I'm going to keep that poured. But since everything we're drinking today is bourbon, besides Elijah Craig Rye, we're going to start with the rye. So I'm going to set that aside. Let's do this. All right. Cool. Just want to make sure I don't lose track of what I'm drinking. We're going to actually start with like one of the newest items in their lineup, which is the Elijah Craig Rye, which of course you can't see because it's a green bottle. But this is a 94 proof low rye. So it's a rye whiskey, but the mash bill is not quite what you would expect, like a 95.5 rye. It's more of what we call a barely legal rye. Well, we call it, meaning me. But yeah, so it's a rye mash bill. It's at least 51% rye. And it's also from Heaven Hill. So like I said, one of their newest products, very affordable. It's about $25 in my area. The only reason we're drinking this first is because it's a different mash bill. Everything else is the same. So I think it makes the most sense. Drink this first, get it out of the way, then move on to the bourbons. So curious, have y'all seen Elijah Craig Rye? I know it was pretty limited when it first came out. I know North Carolina was the first place I could get it, and I didn't see it anywhere else for a long, long time. Thankfully, it's finally made its way out here to California. I will say I'm a big fan of it for the price. I think it's, I think Heaven Hill does do some better ryes. I love Pikesville Rye. I like Rittenhouse Rye, which is a 100 proof bottle and bond rye. Love that bottle. Pikesville I like a little bit more. This one falls right in between them on the price scale. It's about, like I said, $27, I think, maybe. Rittenhouse is about 22, and then Pikesville is about 40, 45. So to me, Elijah Craig Rye fits right in there. It's not too expensive to be using in a cocktail. It's also not too cheap to be drinking neat. I think it's just right. So I'm curious how many of you have actually had the Elijah Craig Rye. By the way, if you're watching the replay, feel free to leave a comment below letting me know which of these is your favorite from the Elijah Craig lineup. I'm seeing a lot of people were into Evan Williams as well starting out. Also, hi, Fred. Good to see you. Evan Williams Bottle and Bond was a good one too for not very reasonable price. Absolutely. That was also one of my, I jumped from the 1783 to the Bottle and Bond. I think I did prefer the 1783 over the Bottle and Bond, especially the new one. If you haven't had a chance to try the new 1783, it's so much better. So much better, I promise. It's not that bad. Actually, 70 degrees. Okay, you know what? We're about in the same. It's actually 70 degrees right now in Southern California. So that's actually pretty nice. Glad to hear that, Lil. Evan Williams Black is where it started for Fred. Donna Pass says, sounds like Elijah Craig Rye is the same mash bill as Rittenhouse and Pikesville. Yeah, it is. Rittenhouse is pretty good stuff. Yeah, Rittenhouse is cheaper. It is 100 proof. That one's closer to the 4-year age range. This one, there's not an official age range. Let me just double check on their website. At one point, I think it was 6 to 8 years, but I could be getting it confused with another brand. So let me just see if they listed it on their website real quick. Just so we have the latest information. Let's see. Elijah Craig Rye does not have an age statement. Touch the mash bill is 51% rye, 35% corn, and 14% barley for the Elijah Craig Rye. No age statement, but yeah, I think it's around 6 to 8, whereas Rittenhouse is 4. So it's a good bit older, a little bit more pricey, a little bit lower proof. Let's go and give it a try, though. I think rye whiskey is such. If I'm not drinking bourbon, I'm almost always drinking rye. As much as I love Irish and I love Scotch, in my house, we we drink American whiskey. I'm still in my July 4th mood. I don't know. But no, I love rye whiskey. It's like I said, second favorite category. It's spicy, but it has a nice sweetness that balances it out. That's one of those great things about these low proof rye, sorry, low rye ryes, 51% rye. Not crazy. Does a lot of that corn sweetness, but has a hint of that. I mean, especially with Heaven Hill. Heaven Hill to me is always bakery, fresh baked bread. So when you combine that with rye, you get a delicious rye bread. It's exactly what I'm getting on the nose. Oh man, cannot wait to dive in. Cheers to y'all. Thanks for tuning in this Thursday evening. Let me know what you're drinking. Like I said, I asked before, but really curious to see if y'all are drinking some Elijah Craig. Someone out there has to have some Elijah Craig. I don't care if it's small batch, rye, barrel proof, you name it. Just pour some EC. Almost said BP. Pour that too. Cheers. Donnie says, mash that thumbs up, click subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't be notified. So you'll be notified of every time I go live. Thank you, Donnie, for that. And of course, Patreon. Y'all know the drill. We're doing our after party hangout right after this stream. We're going to be hanging out on our Discord server. Link to that is down in the description below. Everyone Everyone $10 and up on Patreon get access to the after party. However, we are having our monthly movie night this Sunday night, which is a perk for everyone $5 and up. So as little as $5 a month, you get a ticket to our monthly movie night. This week we are streaming the original Beetlejuice. I've actually never seen it. I can't believe it. You know what's funny? I went to the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures this past weekend with my mom while she was in town, and I saw the actual wig from Beetlejuice, like the actual hairpiece. So I'm inspired. I cannot wait to watch the movie. So I'm going to do it with y'all live on Discord. Y'all know the drill. It's a screening. We do a text chat during it, and then we go to an after party after. Everyone $5 and up. If you want to get in on that, hey, now's a great time to join Patreon. $5 gets you access to that screening. So hope to see some of y'all there. I know it's kind of a bit of a late notice. This is technically the June screening. We're getting caught up a bit, but yeah. Don said, I would love an ECBP. Oh, a barrel proof rye. Hell yes. Oh my God. I'm hoping for it. Listen. They have Larceny Barrel Proof, which is their wheated mash bill. They have Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. You know what would y'all want better? I mean, it's the same thing. Fuck it. I was about to say, what would you want better? A Pikesville Barrel Proof, like a batched Barrel Proof Pikesville, or a Rittenhouse Barrel Proof? But I'm like, they're the same thing. So they can call it Elijah Craig Rye Barrel Proof. Hell yes. Heaven Hill. I know you're good to me. You send me samples. Do Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Rye. I would buy the hell out of that. This rye is a great place to start. I'm loving where it's going. The single barrel is a really great buy. So yeah, right now I'm just doing the batches, not the single barrels, but agreed. I recently did a stream where I compared 5 different, or actually I think it was 6 different Elijah Craig single barrel proofs. Cliffy was there, but it was a ton of fun. So if y'all missed that, go check out the replay. Donner Pass says, like that Heaven Hill mash bills are higher in malted barley than most. That's a great point. I never really thought about that, but yeah, looking at the rye mash bill, what I say it was, I scrolled too far. 14%. Yeah, so it's pretty up there. Lil says we were drinking Elijah Craig 94 last night. Well, cheers. Cheers to you, Lil. James is sipping some that's a big word. And I think you've told me that word before. And I'm not going to attempt it again. I think this is the 3rd time in a row I've not attempted that. But Pipe Dream Cast Strength, hell yeah. Cliffy. The Cliffy bus is coming. Well, the Cliffy bus may be here. We're still in our first whiskey. But I just want to start with the Elijah Craig Rye. It's such a great addition to the mash bill, the lineup. I'm a big fan of it. I think at first I was skeptical. I'm like, Rittenhouse is so cheap and Pikesville is so good. How could they ever come up with something in between? They did. I think it's right in between the two. There's moments where I want Rittenhouse and there's moments where I want Pikesville, and there's moments where I don't really fucking care. I just want some Elijah Craig Rye. So sorry, Cliffy's already coming out. I don't know. I did pregame a little bit. I tasted through these because I want to get a bit of a palate for them because I haven't had them in a while. So Cliffy might come out a little sooner than expected. They also did the Bernheim Barrel Proof, as Don said. That's a great point. I haven't had that. Has not made it here in Southern California, but I cannot wait to give that a try. Yeah, Elijah Craig Rye, like I said, it's sweet. It still has some of those, like, it's less of like the baked bread note that I got on the nose. It's not necessarily like rye bread. It's more of like a I'm thinking of like a not a tart. Tart's not the right word, but just like a Danish, like a cherry filled Danish. Has a little bit of that crispy bread, a little bit of the buttery bread on it. But it has to be a little bit spicy. Maybe not even cherry. What's spicier than cherry? It's fruity, but it's not like a sweet maraschino cherry or anything like that. It's more of a darker, richer. Hmm. You know, it's weird. It's kind of got a bit of spice, almost like a chamoy or like a. I mean, chamoy's not really cherry or anything. It's just like got that sweet spiciness to it. I like it. I'm done talking about this one because we're just getting started. But yeah, absolutely, a great start. Phil says we have the rye, but not the toasted. The toasted got smashed in transit. Oh no! I will say this is actually my second bottle of the toasted. I had it before. I didn't really care for it, but again, coming back around to it. Elijah Craig, I always come back around to Elijah Craig. I don't care if it's the rye, the bourbon. It always just hits the spot for me. It's one of my favorites. Donner Pass says 51% ryes are my preference, so a barrel proof one, whatever they called it, would be the bomb. Absolutely. Don's calling me out for my language. Okay. Cliffy will do better. Let's move on to the small batch Elijah Craig. Again, the one that started it all. 94 proof. Let's see if they have the mash bill. I mean, that was really informative. I wasn't expecting the website to be so detailed, but okay, let's go, Heaven Hill. Keep up the great work at the website. Let's see. No age statement. It does tell you it's level 3 char. Let's see. Do they give us the mash bill here? Oh, really? That's interesting. They don't give you the mash bill and the bourbon. I mean, I know we know it. Like, I know it's one of y'all are gonna just spout it out right now. Let me know. Heaven Hill's Elijah Craig mash bill. If not, I'll look it out. But yeah, I'm surprised they don't have that one. They have the other one, but not that one. Funny. R. Hines is in the chat. Welcome. I think it's the first time I've seen you live. Stop drinking Elijah Craig after tasting Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. That's the Woodford Reserve mash bill there. Yeah, Woodford Reserve Double Oaked is really good. Actually, you know what's funny? Woodford, I actually tried Woodford before I tried Elijah Craig. So 1783 Evan Williams was my first real bourbon. I mean, I obviously had a Jack Daniels before that, but like for sipping, I went from Evan Williams 1783 to Woodford, and Woodford was the one that I always recommended for beginners, or just the basic Woodford, not the double O, just the standard Woodford, because I felt like it was so well rounded and it like had all the things I love about bourbon in one bottle. Double oaked again is even better than that, but I think I found like Heaven Hill is more my preference when it comes to like just flavor profile. So I am always gravitating back towards Evan Williams, but that's one of the great. I'm sorry, Elijah Craig. That's one of the great things about bourbon, right? It's all subjective. Everyone has different palates. So yeah, glad to hear that you're enjoying the Woodford Double Oaked. It's a really good one. Let's see. Edward Howard 12. Oh man, y'all are not in the bourbon mood today. It's all good. Double Oak is fantastic. Yeah, 100% agree. But let's move on to the Elijah Craig small batch. You know what? I'm gonna pull it. I know I can find it in one Google. I could ask Chat GPT, but small batch mash bill. Just want to make sure we have that accurate. Mash bill is 78% corn, 12% malted barley, and 10% rye. So a lot more corn in this one. Age statement, there's none. Used to be 12-year. Probably closer 6 to 9, maybe older. You know, it could be 9 to 12. But thank you, James, for confirming that there. And I will say on the nose, it's weirdly way oakier than the rye. I didn't know the age on the rye, but I beg to guess that the bourbon's older. The rye, you know what's funny, because rye usually to me picks up more of the oaky notes younger. So like a 4-year-old rye to me smells like a 6 to 8-year-old bourbon. The bourbon in this case, though, however, smells much more oaky. It's got a lot of that corn. It's less sweet, but more of like the grain quality to it. And remember, I haven't had this in years. Elijah Craig Standard 94 proof was one of my beginner first starting out whiskeys. I'm really, really excited to revisit it. Again, I have used this for cocktails. As you can tell, it's not a new bottle. Also, when my mom was in town, she drank some of this. But yeah, have not drank this neat in a while. But let's give it a try. It does smell really nice on the nose. So cheers to Elijah Craig small batch. It does drink a little bit thinner than the rye. It's way oakier though. The oak is present. Just as sweet, just as bakery. I mean, it's a bourbon, right? I love bourbon. Do I prefer this over the rye? Debatable. I think just the regular small batch Elijah Craig is a fantastic, I want to say entry level. It's a little bit pricier than entry level. Fantastic entry level slash, what's the word after that? Not amateur, not intermediate, maybe intermediate. But I would save that for even some of the higher end stuff. So the next step beyond entry level Elijah Craig is, I think in this instance, I do prefer the rye over the small batch. To me, the rye has a lot more going on. It has more body to it, even though it's the same proof, the 94 proof. The rye has a little bit more of that spiciness, the brightness. The bourbon's a little more dark with the oak, which I do typically love. It just doesn't have the body to carry it through, which is why I'm really hopeful for these other ones that we're going to be drinking here tonight. Right. So I didn't mention the mash bill, but yeah, at least 51% corn. So that's what just differentiates these two. So this one is 51% rye, which makes the Elijah Craig rye. And then the bourbon is at least 51%, which we said it was 78. Did I say it was? Yeah, 78% corn. So it's a lot of corn in here. So, I mean, both really great buys. Fun ones to do side by side. I mean, I encourage experimentation. I encourage, trying different whiskeys, finding what you like. To me right now, the rye is coming out a little bit ahead, but we still have 3 more bourbons to drink through tonight. We're done with the rye. We're moving on to bourbon. And let's keep it moving, shall we? Brandon in Delaware is here. Hello, Brandon. Good to see you. The Standard, Elijah, and Bullet were our first entries in bourbon. I feel like I hear that a lot. Bullet bourbon. You know what's funny? I had Bullet for the first time, but I feel like it was a higher. What is the proof of Standard Bullet? Is it only 90? I think I was feeling adventurous very early on into my whiskey whiskey journey, and I had a high proof Bullet, and it just blew me away, but not in a good way. I didn't love it. So I wrote off Bullet for a long time, and honestly, I haven't bought a Bullet bottle in a long time. Maybe I should revisit. What do y'all think? Would y'all want to see a Bullet stream? I know they have several products out there. I just haven't. I've been discouraged after that one time I didn't like it, but that's the wrong way to be. Especially it's been 6-7 years since I got into whiskey. So maybe things have changed. But originally I didn't love Bullet. You know what I do love? Elijah Craig. So let's keep it rolling. Let's move on to the, I don't know, is the rye newer or is the toasted newer? Whatever the case, one of the newest releases, Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel, also 94 proof. Now this one is interesting. This is actually, so it was really trendy for a while to do a toasted barrel. Michter's did it. Gosh, who all did it? Old Forester did it. There's a lot of toasted barrel products out for a while. But Elijah Craig had to jump in on the trend. They made a twice barreled toasted bourbon. So after it's fully matured, they finished it in a second custom toasted new oak barrel, where it's left to develop an additional layer. So same mash bill as the bourbon we just tried. It's just got some extra oak in a second barrel. So let's do a little comparison, right? Like I said, I didn't love this toasted when I first bought it. So I'm curious to see, has it grown on me? Again, it's not the same bottle. I've definitely been through a few bottles, or 2 bottles. This is my second bottle. But yeah, let's go get the toasted and nose. Usually with toasted whiskeys, just off the bat, I'll let y'all know, I get toasted marshmallow, like a little bit of a crispy charred marshmallow. Love that note. Literally it brings me back to my childhood. I hope I get this on this. I don't remember getting it the first time I tried this, so maybe I'll get it again. Donner Pass says the base Elijah is a very nice daily drinker. Absolutely. That's why it's my mom's favorite. Let's see. Bullet is 90 proof. Gotcha. James can't sample it. A stream of bullets, Donnie says. Okay. Stream of bullets. Ooh, not, no, not that. But I like where you're going, but no. Brings us back to our last after party hangout. But just kidding. Love you, Donnie. All right. Let's go and give this a nose. That toasty sweet thing. It's less marshmallow though. To me, this, actually take that back. It's marshmallow, but it's like those chocolate covered marshmallow bunnies from Easter. Do you know which ones I'm talking about? It's got marshmallow in the middle. It's not the thinner ones. It's like a thicker, very fluffy marshmallow cream in it. So it's not like a toasted marshmallow, at least to me. It's more of a very sugary, very sweet, maybe a little bit chocolate coated marshmallow in the nose. Not typically what I prefer with a toasted barrel whiskey, but not bad by any means. I think that extra oak is there. Does it smell older? No, it smells a little bit more like new oak, actually. It kind of smells more like a craft whiskey. Bradley's in the chat. What's up, Bradley? Good to see you, man. Cheers to you. Bradley is a member of our Discord server, as are many of these people. The link to it is in the description, but if you are too lazy like me to scroll past the description, you can go to bourbonbites.com and click the link at the bottom of that page. It'll take you to our Discord server. Like I said, patrons get access to some exclusive rooms like our VIP lounge, our after party hangout, and our monthly movie night, which is this Sunday. All the details at patreon.com/bourbonbites. So let's go ahead and get this toasted a try. Like I said, I'm really excited to go back into it and see if maybe it's growing on me. Cheers, y'all. Oh, James is trying some toasted as well. Awesome. Cheers, James, and cheers to everyone else. Delayed sound effect there. Just kidding. It was a glass hit. Okay. There's that. It's still marshmallow cream. It's not quite. It's more toasty than the nose. The nose is sweet. It's marshmallowy, but it's like the gooey marshmallow cream. A little bit of like a milk chocolate. The palate brings in a little bit of that toasty element that I do enjoy. Hey, second time around. Now, I don't know if they do different batches of this. Again, this is a recent bottle of it. The code is back here if that tells y'all anything. Don't know if it means anything. A25121. Maybe that's 2021 release. I don't actually know. Y'all tell me. This is good. I like this. Now, I paid about, this was part of a bundle, so I got it included with other ones. I think retail on it's about 60. So close to the barrel proof. A pretty significant jump from the small batch. But I do think on the palate, so James says it's really ethanol heavy. Yeah, I think to me, I'm not getting ethanol. I'm getting the younger oak. To me, it's you can tell that there's a second barreling going on, and it's not reading old. It's reading like you put it in a newly charred oak barrel. I do think the palate's much better than the nose, though. It's sweet. It's toasty. I think I prefer that over the small batch. I'll be real. Do I prefer the rye? I don't know. We're going to stick in the bourbon world now. We're going to go back to the rye, maybe do a comparison at the end. But right now, that's the best thing I've tried so far in the world of bourbon. So no, let me clarify. Tonight, of course, I've had many other whiskeys that have been much better. But our Heinz with another question. How do you think Elijah Craig stands up to the upper shelf Jameson or other Irish whiskeys? I've never done a tasting for those. Well, I encourage you to. They're very different. Irish whiskey to me is still sweet. It's a little bakery note, similar to Heaven Hill. Irish whiskey to me comes a little bit more across as a like butter cookie or like a shortbread cookie. This is more of like baked bread, maybe a little bit more of like a croissant or a tart. Keep saying tart. That's not the word. It's a Danish. So to me, Irish is more distinct in that dense cookie note, a little bit drier, very fruity though. Jameson's, I haven't really. I'm trying to think of specific Jamesons that I've had. I have had the 18-year-old, which is really, really good. Oh my god, it's really exceptional. A different category though, as Donnie said, they are very different. But yeah, usually malted barley. Although a lot of Irish do have corn. Actually, I didn't. I learned that relatively recently that a lot of Irish whiskey uses a lot of corn. I just had no idea about that. I was thinking they were like all malted barley like Scotch, but yeah, you learn something new every day. So that's what I love about whiskey. You can always learn something new. Graham cracker with marshmallow. Oh, that sounds good. You know what? You toast a barrel? Totally get that. Tim Slam also, hello. Is Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel Ryder Cup variant just ECTB in a fancy bottle? I have not heard of that. That is really interesting. I don't know what the Ryder Cup variant is. I would guess just based on other releases, it's just the bottle. But maybe someone knows a little bit more than me. Irish grain whiskey uses corn. That's right. I think I was getting confused when I was doing a bunch of like cool experimental Irish. I just thought they were all malted barley. Didn't realize that there was variety there. All right, shall we move on? Now, question for y'all. Do you think I should move to the Elijah Craig 18 year? Which proof wise, let's see, what is the 18 year? I know it's a single barrel, but I believe it's lower proof. If I'm not misremembering, let me just double check that. Should I move to the 18 year or the barrel proof? What's the best one to go to next? Let me just check the proof on the 18 year. All right, Donnie comes up with 18 year before barrel proof. Yeah, I'm trying to see if does it have a standard? Oh, it's 90 proof. Oh, we're going down a proof. Okay. Thank you for that. Yes, let's do the 18 year. So this sample actually comes to me from my friend Aaron Artino. He actually bought a bottle of this and split it among several of us in our local group. It's been a while. Actually, I bought two of these. I had one that I already drank before, but this is a new sample bottle. It was a fresh crack whenever he poured it, so brand new. Let's do this. This is an 18-year-old expression. We're jumping from a 9 to 12-ish year old small batch, then the toasted, which is similar age, maybe a little bit extra age, to an 18-year-old. Now, price-wise, let's talk about price. Elijah Craig 18 is not just it is a part of their core lineup. It's going for at least $250 in my area. Now, your mileage may vary. MSRP on it, I think, is $150, but good luck. It's $250 in my area in Southern California. That's why we all split a bottle. We all chipped in. It wasn't like a given to us. We all paid our fair share of that bottle, divided up. We all tried it, and I'm so thankful for my local group to do something like that. Hey, I also encourage those of you that are exploring whiskey, find some local friends that are into whiskey. Bring a bottle. They'll bring a bottle. Try new things. It's such a fun way to try new whiskeys without breaking the bank, honestly. James says, I haven't tasted the 18. I'm a fan of the Knob Creek 22. Beats Knob Creek 15. Knob Creek 22? I know Knob Creek 18. I love Knob Creek 18. Knob Creek 22? Is that a thing? Or do you mean... Explain yourself, James. All right. Let's go to nose the 18-year-old Elijah Craig. Knob Creek 12. Okay, I was like, damn, is there something I don't know? This 18-year-old has all the oak that I felt like I was missing from the toasted. The toasted, to me, completely different oak. The toasted is younger. It's sweeter. It's more green. It's more like a fresh cask. The 18 is so rich on the nose. This is what I love. I know it's a completely different distillery, but one of my second favorite brand of whiskey is Knob Creek by Jim Beam. They have an 18-year-old Knob Creek that is fantastic. But before that, there were some 15-year-old store picks that were so rich and decadent with that oak. And this nose is bringing me right back. It is sweet. It is dark, almost like espresso darkness. Less of the baked good notes that I typically get on Elijah Craig. But man, the nose on this Elijah Craig 18 is phenomenal. Let's see if the palate holds up, because I've heard mixed things. A lot of people like this and a lot of people don't. It's been a while since I've tried this. I will save the rest for doing a comparison between the Knob Creek 18 and the Elijah Craig 18. I'll do that for another stream. That sounds fun. But for now, let's just try the Elijah Craig 18 on its own. Cheers. I'm thinking on this one. I'm not speaking. 90 proof. You can tell it's 90 proof. I had hoped that the age would give it a little bit more body, because proof isn't everything. I've had some, 90 proofers that have such a rich mouthfeel. The rye had a rich mouthfeel, but this one is pretty thin. And I do get all that oak. It's so oak forward, but kind of let me down. It does have a nice finish. There's a good palate, like a good taste on the finish of it, but for $250, ooh, that's a tough pill to swallow. Not a tough whiskey to swallow. I mean, I'll drink this all day, but for almost $200 more than the toasted, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm gonna give that one a pass. Elijah Craig 18. I love the richness of the oak to it. I love that deep, rich oaky flavor. It just doesn't carry through with the body, especially being 90 proof. Now, this is a single barrel. So one thing to note, the 18 year is a single barrel. So this could just be an off barrel. Maybe. It could also just be my experience today. But I will say this 18-year Elijah Craig just doesn't quite cut it for me. James is speaking about the Ryder Cup version, limited edition bourbons tested to the art of bourbon making, finished in European toasted oak barrels. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Okay. Adam Free says EC18 barrels are also different. I've had some great ones and some that are just meh. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is bad by any means. It's just not $200 better than the toasted. But we'll keep them all. We'll keep them all in the glass. Not sitting $200 to find out. Yeah, same. So let me go and finish off the rye. And do a little rinse of the glass because I don't like going from a different mash bill. I don't like using the same glass, but I realized I only grabbed. Oh wait, no, I've already had that glass. 1, 2, 3, 4. What the hell? I have 5 bourbons and 5 glasses, but they all have something in them, and I haven't drank one of them, so something's wrong. So we're gonna we're gonna pretend I didn't see that. We're gonna rinse this glass, and we're gonna pour the last bourbon of the night. Of course, one of my favorites, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Now, this is batch C922. It's the last batch of 2022. Comes in at 124.8 proof, 62.4% ABV. Now, this does have the 12-year age statement, which they recently took off of these batches. Now, they are still giving them age statements, don't get me wrong, but the minimum 12 years has gone. But this one still had it. So we're going back down to age. We're going back to 12 versus 18. This is not a single barrel. It is actually a batch. So this is batch C from 2022. They do 3 batches a year. Steven and Sussman in the chat, he says, I do feel like Elijah Craig 18s are a bit of a gamble, especially for the price, man. Like, I mean, I used to think that Henry McKenna's 10 years were a gamble. And that was when they were like $27. But now they're like 60. That's a gamble for like a could be subpar barrel. Now, I got burned. I bought multiples of a barrel that sucked without trying it. That was young Cliffy thinking like, oh, I love this bourbon. Let me buy it up before it goes up in price, which was true. I paid $27 for it, but it was not a good barrel. So I get you. I get you there. Tim Slim says there was an Elijah Craig 23 year, right? So that was a limited release. That's not part of their core lineup. They do have it. But tonight I'm only trying the ones that are in their core lineup. Like if you go to the ElijahCraig.com and look at their whiskeys, these are all of them. There is the 23, and there's also the single barrel select, which is the little grenade bottles at the distillery. But I set them all aside, Donnie. I think I just mixed up my order, but I think I'll still be able to get through. I just wanted to make sure I had a clean glass for this barrel proof. James said I won't spend $650 on Redbreast 27 unless I'm guaranteed it is the mango papaya flavor. Okay. I got that, but like not in a good way. But again, I personally didn't love that one. But that's just personal preference. All right. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Let's get it in the nose. Gotcha. Yeah, I got a little mixed up on my glasses, but it's all good. I got all my bourbon ones here, so. All right. Well, first of all, the ethanol is jumping out of the glass because we're talking over 120 proof. If you're new to whiskey, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof may not be a good starting point, but if you are ready to step it up to the next level, even if you're not, add some water to it. But this, I mean, value-wise, $60 to $70, maybe up to $80 depending on your area. Cask strength, at least, well, used to be at least 12 years old. Now it can be a little bit younger, but they do give you an age statement on each release. The next one's going to be 13 years. I'm excited for that one. But 12-year-old barrel proof Elijah Craig. Let's give it a try. Cheers. I knew I would feel this way before I started this stream, but that's incredible. I have always been a proponent for Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I hate to be like sending this info into the world. I think that's the best bourbon that money can buy in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. Doesn't matter. In the past 5 years, I think Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is the best bourbon you can buy for the money. Personal opinion, Cliffy's hot take on this. Cliffy is here. But it's mouthfeel. The proof, even though it's high proof, it doesn't drink that hot. It drinks hot, but not 124. Long finish. Sits on the palate. I'm back to the world of the small batch in terms of flavor. Not like the toasted. It's not like that young oak. It's a lot more rich, a lot more dark. Not quite as oaky as the 18, of course. The 18 had it beat. If you love old wood, the 18 might be more up your alley. Okay, backtrack. If you love old wood, but not high proof, the 18 may be more up your alley. However, $250 to $300 versus $60 to $80. I mean, in my opinion, take this, add some water to it if you don't like the proof. But James is drinking the B523. Adam says, I think 2018 was the last release of EC23. Oh, okay, yeah. Like I said, it was a limited release. It's not part of their main lineup now. That's why I didn't include it. Also, I don't own it, so like, you know. But holy crap, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, it's my perfect bourbon. And I will say this until it either one gets allocated, or it's already kind of allocated, but gets more allocated where I have to spend $300 for a bottle, or two, they like really decrease the age statement, because I've had some younger Elijah Craig store picks or single barrels that have been 8-9 years old that have just not quite done it for me. But if they stay up there, 11 plus years, I support them. I love this bourbon. Yeah, that's all I got to say. If you have not had Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and you have a chance to try it at a bar, maybe if you're not used to high proof, but absolutely give it a try at some point in your life. Find a friend that has a bottle, because it's just incredible. Now let's rank the others, right? We can't end the stream without ranking all the ones we tried here tonight. You already know my first place. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. No doubt about it. Price, value, proof, age, has it all. First place. Second place. What to do? You know what? I'm going to do a bit of a flip. I didn't love this one the first time I tried it. This is the toasted. I think the nose, it smells young. It smells like a craft whiskey. Palate, though, brings some interesting sweetness there. Still a little thin, not quite as thin as a small batch, but for the price difference, like double the price, I think there's a lot more interesting things there. And we already know it's more expensive to put into a second barrel. So I get the price increase. Do I wish this was easier to find? Yes. I had to buy a bundle to get this one. I mean, of course, the bundle is what you see here, all Elijah Craig. Literally every single bottle tonight came as part of that bundle from K&L Wine and Spirits here in Hollywood. But they priced it fairly, actually a bit of a discount. So no shade to them. The Elijah Craig Toasted is my second place. Elijah Craig 14-year. Ooh, Donnie, that sounds good. Let me know how that is. Donna Sheeta coming up with stream ideas. Okay. Barrel proof flight. I've done that before, but I'll do it again. You cannot deter me with the barrel proof flight. I am 100% in for that. Maybe even blind. Would you rather it be blind, or would you rather it be I was gonna say like seeing. Would you rather it be blind, or would you rather it be like, what's the word? A flight. I don't know. Do you want to be blind? Third place. Keep it going. I think third place, actually. I'm gonna go back to the rye. I think the Elijah Craig Rye, it's interesting. It's a little pricey for their lineup. It's like $27, $28. Maybe a little bit more in your area. 94 proof, no age statement. I don't know. It has body, it has character. Makes me a little excited. For the money for $27, it's a win. Fourth place, we only got two left. Elijah Craig Small Batch and Elijah Craig 18-year. Very, very different whiskeys. What's getting my fourth place? Not last place, next to last place. Doing a little side by side here. Shoot. Need another pour. Need to pour more of the small batch. I want to decide what's better. $23 Elijah Craig small batch or $250 to $300 Elijah Craig 18. Price considered. Price and availability considered. This is so hard because y'all are going to come for me. Y'all are going to drag me. Before I reveal this, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. And don't change it to a thumbs down when I give my answer. And also subscribe. I'm here every Thursday night. Not every Thursday night, but most Thursday nights for another live stream. Have another one fun one coming up next week. I'm actually going to do a comparing vintage whiskeys, like 1960s to 1980s bottles of your favorites, including a 1980s Eagle Rare compared to a current edition of Eagle Rare. I have some Jim Beam. I have some Wild Turkey. It's going to be a really, really fun stream. So hit subscribe, hit the bell button to be notified before I do that stream. But now I'm going to disappoint you all and say that I prefer, when considering price, availability, taste, proof, my not last place, next to last, is Elijah Craig Small Batch. For the money, you're getting an 8 to, what did I say? I said 6 to 9. It's probably more 9 to 12-year-old bourbon, 94 proof. It's just, I love the flavor profile. I think Elijah Craig is my comfort zone. It was one of the first whiskeys I got into. It's one that I will always love. That being said, let me say it. Just say it. Regular EC is a better buy. Thank you. Yeah, that's how I feel. James, well, that was my first place. So, like, don't worry. That's still first. Don said, I will send you a barrel-proof blind flight. Hell yeah, Don. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on the stream. Let's do it together. R. Hines said, I subscribed. You were a lot of fun. That was a great live review session. Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed this. Hey, if you are on Discord, I put a link down there in the description below to join the community. It's a great community there to chat with other like-minded whiskey-loving individuals. Thank you so much for subscribing. Tim Slam says, which was the ECBP? I drank the C922. So the last batch of last year. But yeah, again, no shade to the EC18. It's a great bourbon. I just would not spend $250. I would not spend over $100 for it personally. That being said, it's a single barrel. Palates are different. All the disclaimers of the world. My biggest thing is compare, try, do it blind, do a lineup like this of all the same brand, all the same mash bill, compare them, find your favorites, find out what's worth it to you. To me, I'm willing to pay the premium for the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and even the Elijah Craig Toasted. I'm not quite sold on spinning it for an 18-year-old, you know? Ryan says, hi, Ryan. I said hello to Brandon earlier. You know, I'm an Elijah Craig fangirl, and I fully agree with your ranking. I've had 2 bad bottles of Elijah Craig Rye. Guess I'll have to seek out number 3. Oh, interesting. I haven't had a bad bottle, but again, I've only had 2 or 3 total of the Rye since it's been out. So, interesting. Yeah, let me know if you find another one. Let me know if you like it. I'm curious. Mine's pretty good, but again, I haven't done it compared to all these other ones until now. So, that's interesting. Yeah, let me know, Ryan. But 3 bottles of ECBP or 1 bottle of 18, duh. James, you get me. You get me. You all get me. Well, again, thank you all so much for being a part of this live stream. Like I said, here most Thursday nights. Hit subscribe and the bell button to be notified. Join the Discord community. Join Patreon if you want to support the show for as little as $2 a month. Of course, at the $5 tier, you get access to our movie night happening this Sunday, Beetlejuice. And then our after party at the $10 tier. If you have any questions about Patreon, shoot me a message. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Threads now. Look at me. Hip with the trends. I joined Threads day one. It's the Instagram version of Twitter. But yeah, shoot me a message if you have any questions about Discord, Patreon, Elijah Craig, the channel, anything. Just want to hear from y'all. If you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, leave a comment down below. What's your favorite Elijah Craig? Cheers. Have a great rest of your evening. I do apologize again. My end page is not updated with the latest patrons. I have a graphics card incompatibility issue with my editing software. We'll get it fixed. I just don't have a timeline because I'm just waiting for a patch to the graphics card before I can update that end card. But shout out to my latest patrons. Y'all know who you are. I'm actually going to name a couple names because I don't want to leave anyone out, because part of your perks of being a patron is to get that shout out. So let me give a shout out to our newest Patreon members. Let's find them. Why is it saying audience? You're not audience. Y'all are friends. All right. Newest patrons: William Hall, Tony Curtis, and Tony Bag of Donuts, as well as all the other ones that have been here for a long, long time. We'll get that updated. I promise. I just having editing software issues. I'll give a couple shout outs to people that aren't included on the ends card. Ryan and Brandon, Nimrax, Kathy Joe. I think Kathy Joe's on there, but yeah. Cheers to y'all. Happy Thursday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Elijah Craig, or those of you that drink scotch all night. You know what? Keep drinking. I'm not going to judge you. Just kidding. Love y'all. Love scotch too. All right. Cheers. See y'all next Thursday. Bye.